Group 300, thank you for coming over to the Amanda's YouTube channel, where we will now have the daily Group 300. Be sure that you subscribe. Today, overwhelmed. Spartans, why are you overwhelmed? I know why. Because you're a great person, you're optimistic, most likely, and so you've taken on too much, right? It's just a reality. You've taken on too much. And or you just didn't say no. You let somebody else set your priorities, and I'm not even saying that in a negative way. Don't feel bad about it. What I want you to do, though, is take advantage of this time, and I mean in a good way. Take advantage of the fact that for the last 2.5 months or so, we've had a complete reset to our entire society here in the US. Taking advantage of that is that your life is different going forward, whether you really want to admit it or not. But part of looking at your life going forward, looking at your business going forward, is that you need to reset your priorities. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, then that is a part of resetting your priorities. Resetting your priorities will allow you to be less overwhelmed, because as you list what it is that your priorities are, and I say that in a positive way. So many times when we hear people and they're like, well, set up your priorities, it's like a criticism. What I want you to think about is that if you're overwhelmed now, or you expect yourself to be overwhelmed, right now you have the opportunity to take control of that. It takes strength to say no. It takes strength to go back to somebody and say, hey, you know what? Back in February, January, when I signed up for this for next school year, I had no idea that I would be having to recover from my business, or finding a new job, or starting over, or starting from scratch. And so I just want to let you all know I won't be able to do that next school year. So what if somebody's not happy about it? Who cares? Everything takes 30 seconds of courage. It takes 30 seconds of courage just to simply tell somebody, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do that now. Even if you told somebody that you could do something and you feel like, well, I need to stick to my word. Absolutely. But part of sticking to your word is letting somebody know that you're not going to be able to finish it in the time that you said, or you're not going to be able to take on the additional responsibility that you thought. So right now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, or you think you're heading in a direction where you're just going to be overwhelmed all over again, take the strength that I'm telling you right now and get over it, and let people know you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to meet whatever it is that you quote unquote promised, because when you're overwhelmed, you don't perform your best, you're not your best, and everyone around you kind of suffers. And I don't mean that you're yelling at them, but you're not as present, you're not as available. So you have the power. It's strength to say no. It's strength to reset priorities and to let people know, and do it ruthlessly. Just do it.
Absolutely. And I want you guys to really also, whenever you do go back into the office, because we've been given this great big pause that JJ was talking about, and this reset. And so whenever we go back into the office and you can't tell your boss, sorry, I'm not going to get those reports to you by Friday, and you're feeling all the overwhelmness of getting back into the office and getting back into the grind and getting back into the schedule, and then you have your children at home and you have your wife or your husband or whatever, and you start to really feel overwhelmed, take a moment and just breathe. Just focus on one task at a time, and then it will not seem as overwhelming. Write down everything that you have to do the night before. Everything that you know that you were going to have to do the next day, write it down the night before. Whenever you are closing down your office at the end of the day, make yourself some lists. These are the things that I need to tackle first thing in the morning. So then whenever you get to work, it's not like, oh, where was I? Like I've lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was at. So then whenever you come in the next morning, You have set yourself up for a calm morning, and make sure that you're getting up early. Don't sleep in. Don't hit the snooze button. Don't wait till the last minute. Because all that's going to do, you can get up, you can get yourself ready, then you can sit down, you can have your coffee or your toast or whatever it is that you have in the morning to wake yourself up, and you can breathe for a couple of minutes before you have to walk out the door, because this is going to be hard on everyone. Whether you own your own business, whether you work in a big gigantic firm, whatever it is that you do, this is us going back into the real world full time. It's going to be hard on all of us. So it's our job to do something to keep us from getting so overwhelmed, because then we're just going to end up right back where we were before COVID came. Whenever you have Johnny in 7 different sports activities, and then you have your other daughter in 9, and you're juggling back and forth, and you're going through Burger King to get chicken nuggets to feed them something, you don't need to go back to that life. Because your children have been fine for the past 2 months just sitting at home playing with sticks or watching TV or coloring. So you guys, these are just little things that you can do to help yourself from being overwhelmed. And if you do that and you just breathe. Just like whenever a pitcher goes up on the mound, and JJ tells Cooper all the time, just breathe. And you can do anything. So Spartans, what is your profession? Thank you so much for watching my video. It truly means a lot, and I would really love it if you would hit subscribe and just be a part of this community. I want to teach you how to be a potato, and most importantly, I just want your personal brand to get the recognition that it deserves after all the hard work that you have put into building your brand. Like, come on, this is a no-brainer. So again, hit the subscribe button. Let's all build a great big community of potatoes, and let's get out there.